restaurant business before I did this, so I kind of have a little bit of an insight to a lot of different things. And I used to buy equipment for a lot of the restaurants, and one of the things I used to buy would be steak knives for a restaurant. And ask yourself a question: what do your steak knives look like right now? Are they old, beat up? Are they kind of a mismatched set, a bunch of steak knives? Maybe they don't hold an edge. Well, we've got a brand new set from Wolfgang Puck, and it's actually not one set. You're getting two sets. We're gonna be giving you a 12-piece set of steak knives. You get 2 boxes. They come in beautiful wood boxes. The features are unmatched. They're top of the line. And really, if you're, whether it's cookware or whatever it is you're buying, you wanna start with quality right off the bat. So what you're looking for is you're looking for great 1810 stainless steel. It's the most durable steel. It'll last a long time. It'll also hold an edge. You want full tang construction. If you look at the knife that I have in my hand right here, and Wolfgang will go through all this. Wolfgang, I'll be right with you. Just wanna show everybody what we got in the colors. First of all, full tang just means it's one solid piece of metal from top to bottom. That gives the knife strength and stability. Cheap knives, cheap steak knives, they just glue them right here or they weld them right there. This, you will see, also has a rivet going through which holds the handle to the actual knife itself. This is not this is what we call a straight steak knife. I'm not a big fan of serrated knives because I think serrated knives tear meat. This is a knife you can sharpen and you can put an edge on. It'll be razor sharp. It'll go through absolutely anything. You are getting 2 boxes of these knives, so each one comes in its beautiful hardwood box, 6 knives in each box for a total of 12. That is $3 per knife for top-of-the-line quality steak knives, and they are beautiful. Let me go through colors really quick, and I'll let Wolfgang go through all the great features. So right here, and I know this is one of Wolfgang's favorites, this is cranberry. And remember, you're not getting one, you're getting 2 boxes of steak knives. I don't know if you guys all know, hopefully you do, I do this little show on the weekends called Gifts for the Guy. Guys are tough to buy for, right? Steak knives, perfect gift to give to a guy, all right? You can also get them in black. They also come in, this is called opaque. So you'll see this is kind of a translucent look. It's beautiful. So you're gonna get 12 of these. You can also choose the turquoise. Turquoise is beautiful, and you can see it almost has a marbled texture to it. There's a little bolster on the top. That's where you can put your thumb or your finger when you're cutting, depending on how you like to hold a knife. If you step over with me here, this is called coral. And remember, 12, all right? This is the most limited. It is gorgeous. The one that I showed you earlier, this is called cream. This is probably the I love the design of these knives because they're what I would call old school, more traditional, almost like, maybe 60s knives, you know what I mean? They just have a look to them, like the old steakhouses would have a knife like this. So this is cream. The one up front here is just your basic blue. Again, it's kind of a blue marble. And then finally, we have gray. These are the best quality from Wolfgang Puck. All the best features, they're all handcrafted. These knives are made with care. And these are knives you're gonna have for a very, very long time. In fact, Wolfgang gives you a 5-year warranty. Yeah. Let me tell you, they're going to last you a lot longer than that. Wolfgang, these knives are awesome.
Unfortunately for us, they're going to last you forever. You know what? I wish that every year you would have to buy a new set. It would be a good business model. So I don't know. I make these things up where I have basically a lifetime warranty on them. You know, so you have a good knife. And I told my story so many times already. Why steak knife? Why do you need steak knife? Well, let me tell you, I found out the hard way. When I opened Cut, our restaurant in Beverly Hills, our steakhouse, I had the most expensive silverware from Christophe in Paris.
Yes.
And 2 weeks into the restaurant, a customer calls me over and said, Wolfgang, I expected you to have a tender steak. And I said, what the heck? We buy the best meat there is. Our meat is tender. I taste it all the time. He calls me to the table. I take the plate away from him, go in the kitchen, and I didn't have the silver knife there. So I used my kitchen knife and cut into it, ate it. I said, this is a great steak. What is he talking about? So then I went and got one of the table knives we had, the expensive Christophe knives, which are beautiful and everything is amazing, really. And I tried to cut it. It didn't go through. I decided then I'm gonna have steak knives. Yeah. So I ordered in France steak knives, $28 one piece, so it was expensive. And then we said, you know what? At home, we have the same problem. In my house, my children couldn't cut their steak. They couldn't even cut their Wiener Schnitzel instead of ripping everything, or a chicken breast. So we started to make these steak knives. And we started to make them at the price, which is amazing. But don't forget, everything here goes direct from the factory to HSN to your home. So you don't have no middleman. We don't have really expensive real estate where we show it or anything. We don't have salespeople. All we have is knives at the best price with the best quality.
Yeah.
And look, it cuts through the pork
Right
chop.
through.
Or your turkey is coming up. The turkey day is coming up. You know how often you get a turkey breast and it is totally dry maybe, and
Right.
you can't even cut it. You tear it apart, not with our knife.
No, you know what? Wolfgang, and I've noticed this. When I see serrated knives come out with a steak, I'm always like, you know what? That's not the way to cut a protein. You don't cut turkey with a serrated knife. You don't cut ham. You don't cut beef. You need a regular straight edge knife because that holds.
Exactly.
Right?
You need a straight edge knife totally. And our knives, you know, because they are one piece, so they're never gonna break, you know. It's full carbon stainless steel. So you have all in one piece. And then the handle is riveted to the metal. So that's why they will last you forever. So it's really an amazing thing. And you can get these great colors. You get 12 of them
12
for $3 a piece, which is amazing. Just remember, I paid $28 for one knife, and it did not cut any better than this knife.
No,
and you have, on top of it, I have this little round thing to hold your finger on here, and it says WP, my name on here, my initials on here. So this is really quality.
Yeah, you know what? You can tell when you look at it. And I know, you know, when I look at a knife, I can always tell when a knife is cheaply made. First of all, if it's not one solid piece of steel going all the way through, your knife is not going to be strong, right? This is a fracture point where the knife will break, and that's happened. You go to chop into something, and the knife snaps off in your hand. That'll never
bends over.
Yeah, that'll never happen to you. And I've got, look at this, I got a steak here, and as I said before, if I try sawing this with a serrated knife, it's gonna shred all the fiber of the meat. Same with turkey. You want a knife that is a straight edge. You want a knife that you can sharpen, all right? The only thing I use really serrated knives for is cutting tomatoes, or I use a really good straight edge knife. I've got steak here, and you'll have to excuse my hands, but these are razor sharp when they come to you. So when you cut through steak, all right, I'm not just cutting through steak, I'm cutting through everything on that plate. And that is with one cut. All that steak went through, made a little bit of a mess, but that's okay. I've been known to do that.
No, you did an amazing job.
Yeah, right? But when I see that, I'm like, I know the guy that bought these knives is smart. I'm like, he gets it. Straight knives for protein, and you're getting 12 of these, $3 a knife. Wolfgang, you know, you can go and spend 30, 40, 50 bucks on imported knives, and they're worth it. They're great knives. Wolfgang basically took all that technology, put it in his own knife. And you can get these home for $36.95. You're gonna get 2 boxes. So if you wanna give these as a gift to Dad, you know, like Dad would love to get steak knives. He likes anything that's kind of like he could cut with or he can do damage with. This is the perfect knife for you. Again, let me go through colors one more time. Wolf, we're at 5,200 people have picked it up. Cranberry, you get two sets of cranberry, okay? If you order them in the black, you'll get 2 sets of black. This is opaque. This is a really popular model too. It's just kind of that semi-translucent sort of a look. These are turquoise. Over here is coral. I have them in blue, I have them in gray, and I have them in cream. And you know, these are not just knives to use on special occasions. As I said, the design is a classic design. Going back many, many years, you know, when steakhouses first came out, they would have these really beautiful, kind of cool colored knives. I remember when I was a kid, we always had knives like this. But Wolfgang, you've done it right. We got about 2 minutes left, Wolf. I'll give it back to you.
You know, I'm so excited about this knife. My wife already called me. Now she's at home watching, and she said, Wolfgang, get us some knives, because we have so many people who come by the house during the holidays, and they bring us wine, they bring us presents, and then we always give them like 12 of these knives, or we give them our wine opener. But I think it's so great to have some things at home for the unexpected. You know, this for 18 bucks, you can give somebody 6 knives and they will use them all the time. If you give somebody a bottle of wine for $18, it won't be the best wine. They will drink it and it will be gone. The bottle goes in the trash. This is something you will use every day. And I know in our restaurant, in our home, last night we had steaks. Galila and myself, we had steaks for dinner. Guess what? We used the steak knife. And even the steak might not have been the most tender one, but it cuts through it
Right.
like there was nothing. And you can see here, look at that. This is a
Right through.
pork medallion here.
Yeah, a knife.
It just cuts through it like nothing.
A knife is a tool like anything else, and it really can it can enhance your experience or it can make you frustrated. And that's why I say to people, you got to know the right knife for steak. Okay, it's not a serrated knife, right? You know, they try to put those big giant knives with the big wooden handle. It's all flash, but when you get to it, you're shredding that steak. Because those serrated knives are not sharp, they just use teeth, like you were biting into something. You want a nice straight edge knife, you can get this. We're gonna give you 2 sets of knives, all right? Each one has 6 in a box, so you got 2 gifts, $36.95. It's on 5 Flex, it's $7.39. And today is the day to buy it because it's free shipping and handling, so take advantage of that as well. Wolfgang, we also have some of your flatware that is still available. If you want to talk about that for a sec, we've got